stable coins, this could be perhaps the greatest revolution in financial technology since the birth of the internet itself.
So, Paolo, thank you for coming. Welcome to K News. I know it's your first time here in Taiwan. Can you just share with us what's the driving force behind creating a company like Tether?
Sure. Tether was actually born in 2014 from a very simple idea. 2014 was already 5-6 years into Bitcoin. It was lacking proper financial rails. You needed to pair Bitcoin with the US dollar, with the national currencies. And the idea behind Tether was why we don't create a digital dollar that uses the same rails of Bitcoin to move from one exchange to another. Because Bitcoin could move on the blockchain in 10 minutes. In 10 minutes, you can move Bitcoin from my wallet to your wallet. But with dollars, it was taking a long time to move dollars from one exchange to another, from one wallet to another. It could take days, many days, a week, during weekends you cannot do that. And that was the simple idea behind Tether. And honestly, I wish I could tell you we predicted all this amazing growth, but actually we didn't. We just wanted to create a utility for our industry that was brilliant, but still a little bit rudimental.
But during that whole evolution, right, the thought processing, there must be so many challenges. How do you overcome all these challenges?
In the 1800s, when the first cars were born and created, there were no roads for cars. The opponents, the people that didn't want change, forced the owners of the car to have a person walking in front of a car waving a red flag to alert for potential issues and risks. That was crazy. And in a short, compressed amount of time, this is what happened to us. If in 2014, I would have told that Tether would be $176 billion 11 years after in market cap, and had 500 million users and more profits than the Goldman Sachs, probably I would have been put in somewhere in an hospital, like, because people would have thought I was crazy.
Yeah.
But it's exactly what happened. So in these 11 years, we really understood that, and there is almost half of the population of the world that have been left behind by the traditional financial system. People that are using USDT, our stablecoin, are not the users and the account holders of JP Morgan. They are the people that the banks don't want. Not because they are bad people, but because if you are not very rich, I mean, opening a bank account in most of the countries costs at least $150 per year to keep it open. But the average salary of a person in Africa is $2 per day. You can see that there are a lot of people, I mean, living in certain countries, you might not see that half of the population of the world actually is struggling and cannot have a fair, simple access to financial services. But how humanity can progress without everyone moving at the same pace, especially with COVID. In March 2020, the market cap of our stablecoin was $5 billion. At the end of 2020, it was 60, because with the pandemic accelerated this problem.
Sure. Going back to pandemic, Zoom was something that was never there before.
Yeah.
During pandemic, Zoom became something so big that everybody had to rely on, just like the new technology, just like blockchain, and right now stablecoin. What is that one challenge that you would say that keeps you awake at night?
Paolo Ardoino of Tether.
The 18th of July 2025, I was sitting in the White House, shaking the hand of President Trump.
Yeah.
Because that was the culmination of our work of education on stable coins. Yeah. After 11 years that you try to explain and shout to everyone, to very loud, to explain everyone the beauty of this technology, the potential and so on, not for simply us, but for hundreds of millions of people. When we were sitting with the lawmakers and the people in Congress and Senate in the United States, I was there personally, sitting with every one of them with data in our hands, So what keeps me now awake at night? I keep reminding myself that I was given the biggest gift in the world and the biggest opportunity, and I don't want to screw it up.
Yeah, it's a monumental responsibility, but I'm sure that you can handle it. And I also would love to hear a little bit about the future of Tether's ecosystem.
The algorithms are set up to make you a conformist rather than to be a free thinker. So I'm very grateful to be born before all this, so I could learn how to study, how to learn, and then now I understand how to use this technology.
Yeah.
But I was lucky enough to understand the importance of books, of long-form entertainment. We all know that AI is going to be one of the most transformational technologies for the next 100 years. And it's probably the most powerful technology ever created by humanity. So access to intelligence or artificial intelligence is going to be very, very important as having access to basic financial services. So I make the comparison. The world cannot progress if half of the population of the world, 3 billion people, cannot access to financial services.
Sure.
The world cannot progress if 3 billion people are left behind from the AI movement. So our plan is to build wallet infrastructure and servicing the small, medium-sized enterprise, serve the people, build an economy that is resilient, that is peer-to-peer, so that we can actually empower all the bottom part of the pyramid to grow and to prosper.
That sounds like a very niche-driven market. And this is exactly why we are also in this market, is to service all these small to medium enterprises. And maybe, who knows, one day there's something we can do together.
Why not?
Okay, well, this is all we have time for today. And Paolo, thank you again for your time. Thank you so much. Thank you. You're in the 40, how old?
40. This
You're
year.
40.
Yeah.
I'm 58.
Okay.
So,
You're sure you don't look 58.
I'm very tired.
No, but you look like 45.
Oh, thank you so much. I don't know if I feel like I'm 45.